Hi, my name is Matt Jollymore. I'm here to talk to you about the maintenance kit that you're going to use for your Python wireless steering system. If you don't have one and you need one, you can always go to PowrTran.com or give them a call at 320-240-2311. And for those of you that are long distance, 1-800-466-7697. All right, so our maintenance kit comes in the mail. Has absolutely everything we need, including a brush. It has the rubber grommet. It's got a new battery for the remote. It has the bushing, removal tool, and definitely the grease. So we're going to start out with the remote. And one of the things that I've learned is make sure the buttons are down. Make sure this is on a flat surface. The biggest reasons for that is because the first time that I did this, I did not, and you notice that screw, and mine has, well, one less screw. So once you get those screws loosened up, leave the top down, leave the cover on there, flip this over, that's going to reveal your battery. Take the battery out, put the new battery in, and notice I'm bringing this piece to the push button piece. And believe me, that's some experience too. Put your screws back in. And now you can assure yourself that the next time that you go to use your remote, that it's going to work. That the batteries are brand new. And every year that you get a kit, well, it's just going to have a new battery. So let's just get those things changed out. The next part is, now you're gonna probably take this off of the unit. It makes it very easy to work on both the rubber bushing or the bushing. So the rubber bushing is very simple. You just push it through the center, back through the hole. Take your new bushing that comes with the kit and simply press it back in. And that part, done. So, pretty simple at this point. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this bushing. And that's where this removal tool comes into play. You're going to set this on a surface, and believe me, you want to have a surface that's really stable. You might have to C-clamp it. Some of you might be using a vise. And you're going to simply place this on top of the backside of the bushing. You're going to hammer this out. That bushing simply pops right out, and you put the next one back in and hammer it into place. Or what I found that works out pretty good is just C-clamp it back together. So that one becomes very, very simple. So now we're going to talk about the actuator tube, and the directions become very important. If you're going to put it into a vise like I will be, wrap it in something. You don't want to scar this up. You don't want to have to tighten that vise down to the point to where it's going to crimp anything here. So you want to be a little careful. The directions are pretty easy about things like, well, the first time I tried this, to be honest with you, the first time I tried this, I tried to muscle it. And I was sitting there muscling this, nothing happened. The directions say, and I guess we got to follow directions, is they say tap it. So that's all you want to do is tap it. It'll start to release, and we can hand remove that piece and set it alongside. Now this is a little messy process. I'm going to switch this to the other side because we have to take both ends out of this actuator tube. Now I want to stay with the same theory, but this one is just a little bit different. We're using this as our tool. I like to protect this end. Well, for one, you always want to protect everything you're using anyways. And again, it's just tapping. You'll notice that it gets really easy. At that point, you can remove the tool and you'll be able to spin it out by hand. Make sure you have something to set that on. Well, the first couple of videos I didn't, and you know what, I had to cut the video and come back just to find something to set it on. And now we have our tube. This tube, I don't know, you can't really see that well, but this is filled with this stuff, the grease, but it's old. So what we want to do, and again, this is really not the surface because it's carpeting, but you're going to spray the inside of that with your WD-40. And if you have air, you simply can put your air in and just blow it out. I found something because I don't have an air compressor, is I found one of these. This is just a cleaning tool for a 22 barrel, and I put the gauze in the end, slide it through, and in no time I'm totally clean. Next thing we have to do is we have to add that grease. So I cut the corner off at a 45-degree angle, and what I want to do is put about 3/4 of the grease in there and squeeze it right back into that tube. Once I've done that, I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to heavily grease this so when I put it back in, everything is ensured to be greased. Now you see how the grease is popping up there? This is really common. Make sure you got plenty of rags around when you're doing this. I hand tighten this first. I put the other end on, I hand tighten that. Again, you can see grease. And that's a good sign. I mean, if you're getting grease coming out from both ends, you know it's packed full of grease, and that's how we want it. Put this back into my vise. And again, just tapping it. Try to muscle it, all it's really going to do is spin on you. So just tap it in. Clean off the excess grease. We'll flip it over to the other side. Again, we're switching tools. I bring it just so it's just starting to spin the tube, and again, tap it into place. Nice about using a rag on there is it cleans that grease off at the same time. And you know what? You're ready to put this back on the boat, and you're ready for a year's worth of Python wireless steering. So hopefully I see you out on the water. Hopefully it's answered all the questions. For those of you that, well, I don't even know where I put the directions, rather watch a video. Hopefully this has helped you. And you know what? Tight lines, and hopefully we see you on the water. Take care. You know, I should edit that out, but you know what? I might just leave it in there. Alright, so when you use this tool, number one, you want to remember which way it went in. And two, apparently, if you have it this way, it will shoot that bearing. Let me go grab that bearing. Okay, so we have the old bearing out. We're going to put the new bearing in. It goes back in. Okay, so it took me a good 6-7 times pushing this through to get all the grease out. I checked it just like you would, a gun barrel. She's looking all clean. I also took a rag and took all the grease off the threaded end. And now really what it's time for is to get everything put back together again. The first thing we're going to do using some Loctite is we're going to put the threaded end back on. Once that end is back on, now we're talking it's time for a little bit of grease. So I'll grab my scissors. I will cut a little end off of here. And I'm doing that so that I can put grease directly inside the tube. One of the things that you took note of when you're getting the inside of the tube is that there's a lot of grease in here. So the one thing nice about this is that these are all measured out for exactly the amount of grease that you need. So you don't have to worry about overfilling the tube and these sorts of things. So I literally just filled it up. The other thing we need to do is we want to apply it directly to the threaded end. And what's nice about this is we have a little brush to help us out, making sure that it's well coated. If you're going to have a smooth system, it's really important that all of these threads are well coated with the grease. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here a little bit. And then we thread it on. Again, using Loctite. I'm going to take the excess off. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to tighten both of these down just the way that we loosen them up to make sure they're good and tight. And you know what? At that point, we're done.